Now we are going to issue a ticket. So the first thing we do is we go to the tickets tab, you click there, and it brings up this screen. On this screen we've got a couple of different options, but we are going to open a new ticket. So the first thing we do again is we click on the blank page, and it brings up this little window saying new ticket. Now we are going to search for our client. When it comes to tickets, we are only issuing for housekeeping or for maintenance, so your client is always going to be your resort. In order to fill something in here, you click in the little magnifying glass and it takes you to your client search screen. For words starting with, you're going to type in here your resort name. In this case it is Baywater Village. If we maximize this screen, it gives you all the information for the supplier. The resorts will always be blank for all the information excepting for the company field. So we click on that, on the item that we are, on the client that we are happy with, and we go down to the bottom of the screen and say select. Now it takes us back to the new ticket window, and it has put in the supplier, or client rather, and the client's unique number. The next thing we do is put in reported by, so this will be the member of staff on the resort who's reported the incident that needs to be attended to, be it a breakage or a faulty light or whatever the case may be. So we put in the staff's name. Then the next field down is location. Here you'll see it says booking units. If the fault or whatever the case may be that needs to be attended to is on the resort general, in other words it's not in one of the specific units, you would leave this saying booking units. If it is something that is in a specific unit, you'll click on the drop down and you will find the unit at your resort that needs to be attended to. In most cases it shows all the resorts, so you will minimize until you find the relevant resort, and then you will go and search for your unit number. So I'm going to select number 13, and you see it says there it's change location to UQ13. Product field we leave blank. Error message is a short description of what needs to be done. So in this case, in unit number UQ13, there is say 2 dinner plates broken, excuse my spelling, broken, and we also have 1 beer glass broken. So the error message is short and sweet. It just needs to be the bare minimum of what needs to be done. Once that's done, you say create new ticket. It takes a little while to load, and here we have created a new ticket. You'll see here this is ticket number 5 that we've created. The status is showing support priority. You can change this if it's a matter of urgency, but you don't have to. You can leave it defaulted to within 24 hours. Everything here has a drop down, so you can say they're immediate, within 4 hours, within 24 hours, within 1 week, or no limit if you're feeling really generous. But we can leave it as within 24 hours. Here it shows who created the ticket creation date, the time it was created. Due date, close date, and time remain blank. You can set a due date here. If you click on the drop down, it brings up a calendar, and then you'll just choose the date that you would like it to be done by. Or you can just leave it blank. The next field here shows you client. In this case it's Baywater Village. Who reported it? And under location it shows the actual unit number that needs to be attended to. Product will remain blank. Your error message is what you just put in, so 2 dinner plates broken, 1 beer glass broken. Now, the next step you need to do is assign it to a staff member to go and attend to the situation. So in the next block here, we've got ticket assignments, which is currently blank. So you scroll to the right hand side, you click on the little blank page, and it says new assignment. Click there, it takes you back to your client search screen. And here you will type in your staff member's name, who's going to be attending to the situation. You find your staff member, and at the bottom of the screen you just say select, and once you've done that, it takes you back to your ticket. Now it shows you who you've assigned it to, the date you've assigned it to, the time, and you say report back by. Time, status is pending, duration, and traveled. So now we want to issue those 2 dinner plates and 1 beer glass to the staff member so that they can take it to the unit and go and get the stock levels right there. In order to do that, we need to create an invoice. So you'll click on the invoice button. Now it brings you up to a screen very similar to your GRV, except now it's saying your debtor detail, which in this case is Baywater Village. For booking, we don't have to enter any info there. Transaction defaults, it's always going to be a debtor's invoice. Here we'll say location, where's the stock coming from? So you'll scroll down to where the stock is coming from. In this case, it's going to come from housekeeping. Your storeroom, you'll do the same thing. Scroll down and select the storeroom that it's coming from. It's coming from the housekeeping store. Staff is always going to be the name of the person who's logged in, which should always be you. Transaction detail is going to show you the date and time. Then the reference is going to be the unit that you've assigned it to. If it's for a general fault that needs to be attended to on the resort, that will just be blank or saying booking units. Transaction number will be blank right now because it's not posted yet. Invoice number, you don't have to add anything there. Now we go to the bottom part of the screen, line items. Now we want to add the stock that we're going to be issuing out. So you click on the big green plus sign, and it brings you back to a search screen. Now this shows everything that is loaded on the system. We want to start filtering it out. So you click here where it says view stock group, and you search for where it's coming from. So here we have PRL, Baywater items. It's not coming from the maintenance, it's coming from housekeeping. So we can even go further down for the breakages, and we can even go down to the items listed under breakages, but in this case I'm going to just go onto breakages because this will bring up the crockery and the glassware. Now it brings up a list of all the stock listed under there, which is quite a bit of stock. So again, either you can just scroll up and down on the right hand side until you find what you're looking for, or you can go to the for text box and you can type in there what it is that you are looking for. In this case we are looking for dinner plates, so I'm going to double click on that, and at the bottom of the screen there I'm issuing out 2. The next item that I'm going to be issuing out is a beer glass. I'm going to type in glass so that it shows all the different types of glasses listed on the system, and there's beer glass. That's the one I'm looking for. Double click on there again, go down to the bottom. How many am I issuing out? Only 1. So I'm happy with that. 2 dinner plates, 1 beer glass. You go back to the top right hand side of the screen and say accept items. It brings you back to your process credit sale screen. Now it shows you here dinner plate, beer glass with the stock codes, where it's coming from, housekeeping store, the stock price and everything there, quantity, and that is it. Once you've done that, you say post. It gives you the option here to print the transaction, but we're not going to. You can always come back on the system and print out any transaction that you've done. And then we're going to say post. This warning comes up because there's no stock loaded on the training system yet. So it's telling me that I don't have stock on hand. It's going to go into the negative. Do I wish to continue? I'm going to ignore the warning. Not to be done on the live system. Your stock levels always need to be right. Transaction has been posted. You say OK. It takes you back to the blank screen again. We're not issuing out any more stock, so we can close this one. Now we're back in the ticket screen. Your staff member comes back to you and says the job is done. So you can change that status there to completed. Now if you go to ticket listing, you will see over here it is currently showing in red, which means in the ticket itself I have not assigned it yet, which I should have done. So if you click on status, you go to the support, click on the down arrow. I have actually assigned it to the staff and the ticket is still open, so we click assigned. Now if I go back to ticket listing, you'll see that it has changed to orange. This means that the ticket is in progress, the error has been assigned. So the staff has come back to you, they've done what they need to. You change that there to completed, and you are ready to close your ticket because everything is now correct. So we just go back to status, and we drop down over here, and we can say closed. And that is how you close a ticket. And going back, you'll see now it has grayed out. It has also put in the close date and time. So that's the date it was opened, the time, the close date and the time. If we click back on ticket listing, you'll see it has gone green and the ticket status is now closed. And that is how to issue a ticket.